look what I found. 114, 115 frames per second in the bottom left of my screen. 60 frames per second. Now what is over there? I just create stuff. So this has led to me to a bit of an epiphany where I need to create stuff as far away from this place as possible, especially with all these framed blocks, which I'm told might cause me problems later on. But for now, I just wanted to show you what's happened. So I'm in my skyscraper. Still lots of cladding that needs to be done, but I've moved all my AE2 stuff in here. I've actually upgraded, I'm in the process of upgrading these molecular you try saying that quickly, molecular assemblers. And this will basically mean I've got huge capacity for concurrent auto crafting, which will be cool. Lots of stuff to do, but let's just take you down to my lobby area, reception area, if you like. Still under construction. As you can see, there's someone's been squatting in here, but this is the sort of look I'm going for. A nice view over the city, the growing city. Lovely neon lights that are at the moment a little bit inconsistent because the power keeps going off, which is something I need to address in this episode. Outside, I have built a roof over the water below. As you can see there, it's pretty covered. The old buildings are still there, but they're just covered up. And this is the sort of thing that I would imagine you would get in a cyberpunk city, is basically rather than just try and rebuild things, just build on top of them. That is the look I'm going for. I'm just going to quickly sleep. That's better. And I've even blocked out some units. I guess these will be shop units. It could be restaurants. It could be all sorts. I don't know yet. I need to work out what I'm going to do with that. In here is a bit of a setup that I've put. I've just dumped all of my mechanism blocks in here. And I've also started playing around with Powah, the Powah mod, as in P-O-W-A-H, Powah, which is the mod that I want to use to really increase my power generation for this place. Because all of these neon lights that I want to go around the city, up the buildings, it's going to need a lot of power. But the first thing on my list, the number one priority for me, is to start getting more of this stuff. But I don't want to be pillaring up to the ceiling, and the ceiling is extra high in this version of the Nether, as you may be able to tell. I need to somehow farm this stuff, and this is modded, as you know, so there should be some opportunities to do that. And with Create, in fact, where am I looking at here? I have discovered we have this machine, a drilling machine, which is part of the Create Ore Excavation mod. This thing here basically will drill for ores in the chunk that it's in. The chunk itself is pretty important though. I keep pressing the wrong button. Now, where is my ore finder? Here we go. Ore vein finder. If I right click this, it says there's glowstone dust 75 blocks away. So I just need to, I don't want to leave this here because this took a bit of crafting. But 75 blocks away from here, I should be able to mine infinite amounts of glowstone dust. Glowstone ore, I should say. It looks like someone has already beat me to it. Deersil has already waystoned this place. So, yeah. Although he doesn't appear to have actually built anything. I mean, unless it's below here. Is there anything below? Let's have a quick look and see if we don't want to double up. It doesn't look like it. So, okay, well, I'm sure he won't mind me building something here. I'll drop him a message and see what he thinks. But, yeah, it looks like he's marked it out, but not done anything with it. So I think it's time to take advantage. So I need to get this set up and running. So I've got a netherite drill, which I shall pop in there. I think that just does things faster. And what else do I need? Power. Of course, power. So I need... No, not a gas. do my head in. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Okay, we have a moving water wheel. Let's pop a clutch on there, just in case there is a little bit of lag, because this nether is laggy, I tell you. Never known anything like it. They've raised the ceiling height, they've lowered the floor height, so it's effectively the same height, Y level wise, as the overworld. And it really does lead to some stuttering in frames. Maybe I should take shaders off, but it looks so pretty, as Sandy would say. Right, let's hook this up, get some power, and hopefully we can get drilling. Overstressed. Blimey, this thing really takes some power. So, okay, well, in that case, it's time for a third wheel. Okay, my last ditch attempt before I hit Google for help. But this is 10 large water wheels. Oh, please work. Oh, this is something very off about this, because I've got 10 large water wheels. That's a stupid amount of stress units for one machine. I mean, it's not rotating with enough speed. So, more cogs? Maybe? Oh, this is ridiculous. I've got some serious speed going on here, but no luck. Okay, the next day, I've done my research, and it's safe to say that this won't work. I even tried some sort of the sails. Little sails? Yeah, windmill sails. Not going to happen. Been very useful for a rolling mill, which is from the Create Crafts and Additions mod, which allows me in turn to build one of these things, these electric motors. So let's just show you. Basically, they are a wonderful way of getting a lot of rotational force quite easily. You can change the RPM, so the speed it operates, as long as it's powered by energy or by electricity. It will obviously use more electricity the faster it goes, but it's quite a compact way of providing rotational force at the speeds you need for one of these mining machines. So I think what we'll do is set up a little bit of a test rig using some chain drives, and I think this should give us enough power. I've got 4 motors. They're a bit expensive and a bit of a pain to craft, but should be, I hope, enough. But anyway, let's get this going. That'll do for now. We'll pop the motors. 4. Yep, that's right. We will crank them all the way up to maximum speed, 256. So that will do. That will do now for that. The next thing is power. So I'm going to pop a quarter charged energy cell from the power mod, which I've patiently waited for it to charge. As you can see, it's going down pretty quickly. And I think I might put that down afterwards. This is just a test. I will come up with a more efficient power setup later on. But this should power these motors to run at this speed to turn this set of encased chain drives, which in turn should power this machine, like so. We will start this up. Okay, yeah, let's give this a test. Where is the energy cell gone? So this is actually the first blazing level tier of power that I've got, which is pretty cool. And let me look at that, blazing fast, spinning rounds. Machine that needs drill item, but it's not saying that it's drilling. It's working. After all this drama, this is the setup I need. I must admit, I need to thank Dewstream, DEW Stream channel, who he's done a series on all the mods 9. Really good, highly recommend it. But this is where I got this idea from. I can't claim credit for this, but it's got me into motors, and I think I will be using more motors and less of these things. Certainly, you'd think it'd be a lot more lag friendly, wouldn't you? These things. But okay, now. Oh, hello, fella. What have you got to sell? Looting 4, blast protection 5, protection 5. Not interested. Sorry. Right, I need now to... Where's the output? I guess that's the output. I just need to... I don't have a hopper on me, do I? Right, I'm just going to pop back to base, get a few more bits, and then... Well, we should have... Oops, have I just taken the drill out? Yes, I have. Right, I'll just pop back, get some sort of item collection, and then we'll come back and see what the rates are like. A barrel... A hopper styled in crimson wood just to make it blend in a little bit more, and then a thermomagnet to help. Pop that in there. 17 glowstone. So I think that progress bar is 1 glowstone. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, okay, so that is... Oops, I've accidentally taken the drill out once again. That is slow, considering the speed that's going into it. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk to my viewers. Do you mind? Leave me alone, you annoyance. See you later. Right. Yeah, so I will leave that be. I should have... Well, I'm pretty sure I've got a chunk loader in here somewhere. Little black dot thing. Oh. That was in my inventory all along. Right, so if I just pop this... Yeah. Turn it on for this chunk... And just to check that I've got everything in one chunk. Everything, everywhere is in here. Okay, good. Right, well that's moderately successful. I'm getting glowstone, so that over time will stock up, and there's no obviously interdimensional item transport set up at the moment. I'll just have to come back. It's pretty easy with the waystone. And just manually pick stuff up from the barrel. Fine, I'll probably get rid of all this pointless stuff as well. But that's one problem solved. The next problem is ice. Packed ice, blue ice, or dry ice. All of these are needed for fast, ultra-powerful power reactors to keep them cool. Very important. We don't want anything overheating now, do we? So I need to find a way to farm ice. I've got a gold hat on, little one, so leave me alone. Yeah, I need to find a way to farm ice at a reasonable rate, which then needs to be converted to packed ice, blue ice, and then charged into dry ice, which apparently is the most effective form of coolant in the game for these reactors. So I'm going to head over to somewhere cold and get working on an ice farm. And here it is. I've already built it. I didn't really want to do this on camera because I was kind of learning as I was going along, and you can't really see. I mean, the water is invisible in this shader pack. Isn't that pretty? Or there's also a icy dude over there. Is it a frostologer or an iceologer or something? But it basically freezes you with magic if you go near him. So yeah, I better keep my distance from him. And just to get your bearings, this is my railway line, and we are here, ice farm. And there he is. That's what he looks like. Doesn't tell you what he is, though. Yeah, so we're right by the railway line, so I could actually put a station in here if I wanted to come here regularly. But, I mean, oh, there's a train. Just as we speak about the train, it runs past. So the ice farm is slow. It's very slow. I mean, 14 pieces of ice have come through to this storage at the moment. There we go, 14 pieces of ice. So I've got this storage monitor showing me ice numbers. I've got a chunk loader in place. I really doubt these work because that's ridiculous. That is really ridiculous. This has been on for about 3 or 4 hours. So, yeah, this is going to be slow. And I am all ears. Let me just put a plea out. I'm all ears to anyone who can come up with a really great way to farm lots of ice quickly. That would be cool, because I need a lot of ice. As those who have used blue ice will know how much ice needs to go into that. So basically, this works with AE2 annihilation planes, which for those who are not experts in AE2, basically what it sees... a block in front of it, a solid block in front of it, it will mine it and send it on the AE system all the way into this storage chest here, which is just one small drive that holds all of the ice in. I've used glass trapdoors to stop the water below from freezing, and the pipes do the same job on this bit over here. But since I've been recording, I have not heard one bit of ice being broken, which is worrying me. Everything seems to be online. The controller's got power. The energy cell that I used is still running. So why aren't you freezing? I mean, we're in Frozen Peaks, as you can see from the bottom right of the screen. Now, mini map says we're in Frozen Peaks. This is all in... This is all in one chunk, which should be loaded. I did load the chunk, right? Yes, I did. So, yeah, it's an exercise of patience, but I'm not sure I have much of that, in all honesty. Looking at it from above, we could see if actually anything freezes. I might take the shaders off, just to make it a little easier to spot when things go icy. This is like watching paint dry. Oh, we're never far away from one of these dudes. Always got to get in the way, haven't you? Well, I'm waiting for the ice to freeze, which I'm starting to think is not ever going to happen. I just want to show you this. So I've got this energy cell here, but it's hovering around about the 3 MFE mark. So there's still plenty of capacity left. It's going up. Oh, did you hear that? One piece of ice. Celebrate. Go away. Trying to talk. Ah, one piece of ice. What was I saying? Oh yes, this energy cell down here, it's basically just a storage cell. See, it's going up very slowly, but I have a solar panel up here, which is topping up the energy cell quite nicely. It's actually going up, so it's heading in the right direction. And yeah, it's quite a useful way of getting some quick power during the day. It will go down at night, of course, but it should keep this thing relatively stable without me having to do much with it. I'm not having to set up the entire new power source. Right. But just like with powering the glowstone machine, I think it's back to the drawing board for this farm. I've been standing here, talking to you, waiting, and I've had one piece of ice. So there's something going on with the ticks of this server. It does make me think maybe because Nether's loaded, it's slowing the ticks down for it to freeze. I don't know. Back to the drawing board, though. I need a better way of doing this. I may even come back and do this. Hopefully people in the comments can help me out. Can you help out a poor man who needs fast ice? Anyone, any ideas? Link videos. There's plenty of them on YouTube, I'm sure, but I don't want to go through all of them. Which ones work? Let me know. Cheers. Ooh, very nice. It only appears to be the one behind me working. There is, of course, always the option to mine ice the old-fashioned way, which is pretty effective, in all honesty, although it does slightly scar the landscape. I'm starting to think that something to do with frost walking might do the job. I mean, could maybe I get some sort of zombie in a minecart that goes over a load of water and give him Frostwalker enchanted boots? You know what? I think I'm just going to call this as a loss for this episode. Let's head back home. Wanted to give you a bit of an update here. Since the start of the episode, I've actually upgraded this room. So this is the real auto crafting hub of the whole AE2 network. So you've got the controllers down there in the lobby area that come up here. So this is going to be kind of the in-building. It's going to have its own dedicated dense cable, which will be distributing all of my wonderful goodies around the area. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crafting areas. So in theory, when we add 3 more of these are kind of the CPUs. You've got crafting storage, you've got co-processing, and even the little screen that shows you what is being crafted by this particular CPU. So we've got 3 CPUs. We need 3 more. So in theory, we can have 6 auto crafting sessions going on at once. So this is pretty amazing, because this means that you can craft things so quickly. Let's see if I can demonstrate. Am I able to craft? So yes, we have. Shall we craft I wonder if we're able to craft a huge mega cell component, 256 megabytes, a huge amount of storage. No, we're not. Okay, so we need to step that up. So we have a starter reactor here. I'm now up to blazing. Let me just check. Okay, we're going to do something with power. The reactors here are, for those who aren't aware, go into tiers. So starter, basic, hardened, blazing, neotic, spirited, and nitro. So there's quite a few tiers there that you go up and you get more and more power. I mean, look at that. 2 million FE per tick for the nitro. At the moment, my most powerful reactor is a hardened, which is 10,000. So I would like to up this to blazing. So we can also craft blazing, but you'll note that you have to, for the blazing tier, you need 4 of the tier below it, and you get 4 in return. So you don't lose any in terms of numbers. You just have to add these extra bits. So for a blazing reactor, we need to make sure we have all the crafting recipes that go into all of these things in the step before. To do that, we go to the pattern encoding terminal. We choose so I've got the starter tier recipe already in there. Let's encode this pattern. So that's a basic reactor. We want a hardened reactor. We'll encode that pattern. So these are basically instructions for the computer to follow. And if it's something that is extremely complicated, I think I tried to explain this, hopefully successfully, in the last episode. You need to have all the crafting combinations and patterns available, or it won't work. So that's the 4 reactor levels that we've got. Let's just pop them into I'll pop them into here. Oh, I'm a bit OCD, so let's put them in. Let's put them in order of power. Hardened. Where's the blazing one gone? Yes, there it is. So that's the level, the crafting patterns for the first 4 levels of reactors. That's those big black boxes that I that I've shown you. I've got a few scattered around, none that you can see from here, unfortunately. So all we need to do is choose the blazing reactor. You need 36 to make a full reactor. Let's see what it's got here. So let's look at all of this that needs to go into it. So it does all that for us. It works out how much you need, does it all for us. It needs to craft all of this energized steel, which involves that zapping laser I showed you at the start of the episode. But also I need to add recipes for these three things: a tiny capacitor, a hardened capacitor, and a blazing capacitor. So once I've added those, then you'll see how quick this is. Right, with all of the sub items crafted, it should be a matter of just asking for 36 to make one reactor. There's no concerns there. All this stuff is going to do. All of this stuff I would have had to do manually before. Let's start it. Where is it crafting it? It's doing it on that one. And as you can see, it's been handled by this CPU, which tells me how much is left on the job. It's crafting, so it's doing ingots at the moment, as you can see. Oof, down to 24 left on the queue. Oh, it's doing stuff over here. I can't keep up with it. It's running too fast. 16. Yeah, okay. I'm failing to show you how this is done, but basically, all those, it's quite complicated crafts it's doing. It's doing without me able to see them. I don't know where it's doing it. There, done. So we should have 36 blazing reactors. And for those that are in the know, they'll know that there's a lot of work that goes into those. That's an entire power plant, effectively, we've created of the fourth from bottom tier, which is halfway up the tiers. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's not much more I can do in this episode. I think there's a lot more work I need to do around ice farming. As you can see, I'll show you, this is the most powerful I've got so far. It's a hardened reactor. Big old things they are. But if I just take you somewhere where there's a bit of space, and I'll show you how this is built. So all you do, it's 3x3 in terms of footprint, and it's 4 high. So as long as you've got 36 in your hand, you just put the middle block of the bottom row together, and it does it all for you. And then it will eventually turn into a reactor. And when you open it up, it has this interface. You need to put uraninite in there. You need to put ice in there. This is what I need ice for, to cool it down. Water in there. I think it's coal, some sort of carbon in there. And what's the last thing that goes in there? I can't remember. Redstone. So all of those can be sort of pumped into it through AE2 through the AE2 network. You just put an export bus into it, and anything that you want to be powered, you just pop in these bottom bits here. So if you want an energy cell, you want a quickly charged energy cell, you just pop it in there, and as long as this is running, that will charge up. And these are incredibly powerful, and I can't wait to really get to the top tier, because then I won't need as many, and I can pretty much go crazy when it comes to powerful stuff now without having to worry. I can build motors for anything that requires rotational force. You get your cubes back just like that. But I think that's probably all that we have time for in this episode. Probably looking at around about the sort of 25-minute mark for this episode. So that's about the most I want to do for those with the short attention spans. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my endeavours. I reasonably successful with the glowstone, not so much with the ice, but we've got some good old auto-crafting set up, and the tower behind me will start to take shape in terms of the outside cladding and the inside as well, of course. So thanks for watching, guys. Once again, you take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.